Awesome. Happy Saturday to everybody. Welcome to the Saturday training call. As you guys know, we do this every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's no excuse why you can or should not be on. Every week we have a different speaker and top producers who in real time are crushing it, and they're telling you what they're doing, whether it be in the home, whether it be dialing and talking about their script and how they set their appointments, or even down to hiring people. So get your notepads out, take notes, whatever device you use. You do not want to miss today's call, especially if you're new, because you're going to hear from an awesome single mom who is just crushing it right now, right in the gates, and she has never sold life insurance before. But before we get to our top speakers, okay, as you guys know, I always start the call off with our top 10 submits. All right, guys, and this is for December week 3. And the crazy part about it is that a lot of people will say in business, well, December is typically, a slow month because it's Christmas and people are looking to spend money on gifts. Not true, guys. You got to change your mindset. The biggest gift that you can give your family, or that you can show someone how to do to give their family, is to leave a legacy behind, or a plan that'll take care of any final expense, or cremation to take care of a loved one in case they, well, not in case, but when they do pass away. All right. So top 10 submit week 3. Coming in at number 10, Damon P. Great job, buddy. 6,500. Will C. $6,761. Tony Sa. $7,120. Austin S. $8,784. We got Thaddeus S. with $9,132. Rachel C. $9,438. Richard M. $10,170. Ryan U. $10,606. Bradley M. $11,667. And then there can only be one. Number 1, Tom K. $21,200. All right. Now, guys, I know you hear some of the same names every week. If you're having trouble in the business, feel free to reach out to these people. If you don't have their number, get in contact with someone who does, because these people are selfless leaders. They will help you, all right, in the mix of their crazy schedule, to do what they're doing, all right, so that you too can have the same success, okay? So before we get to our top speakers, I do want to throw out some announcements. Number 1, guys, we always talk about this week to week, so you can't say we haven't told you about it, is Work Spots. Work Spots is so critical in a good way to your business, because you have a safe space to work, you can dial, you have an environment, you have an office that's closer near to you. If you're building an agency, you can plug your agents into an office that's near to them. You can connect with top producers to find out what they're doing so you too can have success. There's weekly live training, sales training. All right. So if you're having a hard time in the field, guess what? You can plug into these live sales trainings. And then you have free Wi-Fi. You can print your leads. And most importantly, guys, is the reason why we use WorkSpots is because you get those discounts on our exclusive leads. Now, they're already affordable, but you get the discount right on top of that. Guess what? Saving you a ton of money for only $99 a month. If you're thinking about $99 is too much, you have to change your mindset, because then you'll never win here. Here's the thing. That's a business write-off. Okay. Become a member, get it done. $99 a month. If you don't expect to make any money here, this is going to be very hard for you. So I can see why you would think this is a problem. But if you know you're going to make money, you know that you're going to do what you're supposed to do, invest in your business today. $99 a month will change your life. I promise you. That's how all these leaders are having so much success here. All right. Number 2, guys, I do want to talk about, we always have to get better week to week at posting our numbers. Please set a reminder to yourself every Wednesday night. You are to submit your numbers. It's from Thursday to Wednesday, week to week. Guys, this is not just about you, right? It's also about the team. It's about reporting real numbers. Business is all about numbers. If we don't have real numbers, we can't. And how do we know if we're growing or not, right? How do you know if your income is growing or not? And then people are also watching you, all right? So this holds yourself accountable to be able to get up and go do what you need to do for your family, so that you can see the numbers right in front of your face. And guys, it's also important that you post these numbers too, and the different groups that we have, because our admins are the ones collecting the data, and different admins at that, so that we can report our business numbers in real time. All right. So guys, please make sure you're submitting your business, even if you post zero, because guess what? One day you're going to get tired of posting zero, and you're going to wake up and do something, right? And guess who that benefits? You and your family, right? The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the Fast Track Academy. If you're having a hard time in this business, all right, and you'll hear from him today, if you're having a hard time in this business, or if you're brand spanking new and you have not got on the calendar for Fast Track Academy, OMG, so many new writers are coming out and saying how much it has helped them. People who've never sold life insurance before, they are having so much success because they plugged into Julian's Fast Track Academy. If you don't know about it, reach out to your business partner or your manager, somebody that can give you this information, or just go on the Facebook private chat that we have. We're always posting the schedule of the next classes that are coming up. So make sure you're plugged in. Like I said, if you're having a hard time, or if you're brand spanking new and you don't know what I'm talking about, get involved. You'll know everything that you need to know to be geared up and ready to have success in this business and to get off to a fast start. Guys, last but not least, I want to talk about convention. It's rapidly approaching, guys. This is one of the biggest events of a lifetime. And guess what, guys? It is completely free. Now, yes, you do have to pay for airfare and hotel, but we come from a company where we had to pay for everything, guys. All right. So if you've never come from an IMO, you're extremely blessed. We had to pay for events, pay for tickets, pay people's way, sometimes even pay for flights. So we didn't make a lot of money. The comps were low. And then all the money that we did make, which wasn't a lot, went right back into the business to a big event. And then they did it every 2 months, guys. This is an annual convention. I believe everybody can get to this event, guys. It takes one sale to take care of your entire trip. But the event is completely free, so that you can be 6 months to a year ahead of anybody else that didn't go. And here's what I know. All the people that you see having success and that are killing it, and then you see them posting that they're closing every 5 seconds, it seems like, right? These people went to the annual convention, got the information they needed, and made a decision, guys, because that's all it takes. But you got to know what you're a part of. So if you're on the fence about this thing, if you're trying to figure out what's going on, what you're a part of, right? We don't do a lot of hoopering and hollering. And yes, we recognize you, guys, but guess what? We recognize you with checks. We want you to get paid. So if you want to get paid, if you want to know what you're a part of, if you want to do something that's bigger than yourself, I challenge everybody on here to get to the convention. It's going to be in Miami, Florida. It's going to be beautiful. February 2nd to the 5th, 2022. Guess what that means? You guys have time. Get your license, go write some business. Let's get it done. I guarantee you, if you come from that event and you make a decision to go to work, you will never regret it. So with that being said, guys, make sure you're at that event. We want everybody there. Invite whoever. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our top speakers. So the first person, guys, I know you have seen her. She did an Off the Bench podcast. I had the luxury of talking to her, and we kind of talked about business and, scripts and different things like that. And she's so coachable, and she does her due diligence. She's never sold insurance before. She's an FFL entourage. She joined Ron. You guys heard from him, I believe it was last week, in business. And she's a single mom of 2. She's also a full-time student. So she's making no excuses, and she's getting it done. So you have about 10 to 15 minutes, Ashleigh. I want to thank you for taking your time out, because I know you have a crazy busy schedule. If you can tell a brief story about yourself, and then go into your script, like how you're booking these appointments and why you're having so much success as a brand new agent. Also tell me how long you've been here, all right, and go from there.
All right. Thank you, Corinne, for that wonderful introduction. My name is Ashleigh. I started with FFL, I think it was back at the end of October. I got licensed in about 7 days. So right off the bat, talk about no excuses. I basically said, I'm going for this. And I went all in with the program. And booked my my test session before I even finished, or actually before I even started the program, so I could absolutely give myself some accountability that no matter where I was at or where I reached, the day that the test was scheduled was the day that I had to take it. That being said, I made what time I could in between classes. As Corinne said, I'm a full-time student. I have 2 kids that take up a lot of my time. So whatever I was able to fit in between, I fit it in, studied, and passed the test in 7 days. So within 7 days, I was licensed, jumped right into getting contracted, set the time aside to be able to fill out all that paperwork and get that submitted. I think the most important part for me as to why I think I was able to kind of hit the ground running, so to speak, was that instead of kind of just relaxing while I was waiting for contracting to come through, I took that opportunity to once again fill kind of like my free time, if you will, with looking at the podcast, checking out all the training material that's available, and trying to absorb as much information as I could to really get myself as knowledgeable as possible going into it. I don't know if anybody on here has seen the podcast that I did, but I did mention that what really helped me too was as I was going through the kind of training that was available, I was constantly taking notes. I was writing lists of questions to things that didn't make sense to me, or I didn't understand, or the podcast just weren't answering. And I brought that all to Ron, who's the guy that hired me. He's my upline. He's the person that I rely on basically for everything that I need to be successful with this so far. As far as that goes, Ron, I basically made the commitment to follow Ron's lead. I put my trust and faith in him that he was a top producer. He knows what he's doing. The stuff that he does has been successful for him and many other agents as well. So why would I want to kind of change anything about that? So I made the decision early on that whatever I was told to do, I was going to be like a child, just do it. So that's how I kind of navigated those early days. As far as getting to things that I've never sold life insurance before. I'm not a sales agent. I did work in real estate for a while, but just wasn't really salesy. The sales aspect of things is not really my nature. So that was kind of a kind of mental block for me, thinking that I couldn't do sales. But I kind of wrote that off as, well, there's a process to this. If I just follow the process and the kind of instructions that I'm being told, then it will get me to that kind of finish line. So that's what I did. The scripts are all written out. Everybody has a script. They're all basically, the foundation of the script is basically the same. It's just a matter of picking which one, I guess, would suit your personality the best. There, as you practice doing it and get into more conversations over the phone, you start to more to your personal, personality, where you might add a few ad libs here or words there to really make it your own. Corinne was a huge instrument in helping me kind of navigate and adjust my script to fit me. She helped coach me. Ron connected me with her, especially on older leads. I was having a lot of trouble keeping them on the phone to be able to even tell them, hey, something that you guys inquired about. So she helped me tweak that, talk to me about business. She's also a mom as well. So we're able to connect on that level and being able, so for me to understand, especially with kind of putting things in place moving forward, how to kind of really navigate the industry and get started successfully, being that, she has experience having to manage a lot of other things that moms typically have to manage. So that was also very helpful as well. Corinne, I think I'm kind of into it. Is there anything else?
Yeah. So, and great job, by the way. So, tell me, so what are the different things that, other than podcasts, I noticed that you've been on the live dial. How has live dials helped you plugging into live dials? Because I know some people, they don't, I don't know how they feel about live dials. They may be nervous or scared, but how did that help you?
So live dials, I again, everything is about commitment. So I tell myself I'm doing something and I hold myself accountable to that. I knew from the podcast that live dials was an important aspect to learning this quickly, especially with the phones being 80% of the business. So you're not getting anywhere unless you get good at the phones. My kids get up early for school and I got to get them to school early. Live dials start early. So what I would do is I would just basically log on and listen to it as I'm getting the kids ready, in the shower, whatever I need to do. So I'm hearing what's going on, even if I can't see or kind of be interactive with it. From that, I was able to hear a lot of the kind of objections that people would have, which when you start listening, you listen to at least 2 or 3 mornings of live dials, you realize it's the same objections over and over and over again. And you get the experience of hearing other people handle it. And the kind of different, a lot of things go into the phone, right? Tonal quality, pace of how you're speaking, kind of how to regain control of the conversation if you're getting kind of huge rebuttals, and just all of that kind of, I guess, sinks into your subconscious mind, so that when you're actually there in it, you kind of just trigger onto, this is how I handle this rebuttal. And that's where the live dials, I think, are crucial in training. That it's a preparation. It's an instrumental part of your preparation to be able to handle the phones effectively and kind of quickly overcome that learning curve, especially if you're not somebody who is right out the gate comfortable calling strangers on the phone. So that has been instrumental, a huge crucial part of being successful in that arena.
Nice. So tell me, what do you say when you're dialing? What type of leads are you calling at the moment? What did you well, first, let's backtrack.
Okay.
Because I know most people, that come here, some people have money, some people don't, right? What was your mindset into investing into leads? How much did you invest and what leads did you buy?
Okay. So going into it, just kind of preface this, I was going back into real estate. So I had already prepped my mind that just to reinstate my real estate license, get back on the MLS and get contracted with a brokerage again would cost me at minimum about $3,000. So that put me on pause to kind of revisit what is the life insurance sales all about. That being said, skipping forward to when it came to actually purchasing leads, and I was told, hey, how quickly do you want to be successful? And I basically answered, as quickly as possible. I knew that $1,000 would be the kind of sweet spot to initially invest in the leads. So from $3,000 to $1,000, I was like, well, that will give me, 3 shots at basically, investing into leads if need be. So I was okay with the $1,000. I already committed that I was following the people who knew what they were doing and following it to a T until proven otherwise. So far, no one has led me wrong. So I went ahead, $1,000 investment. Ron had told me put half of that towards 1-month leads and half of that to new leads. I'm glad I did that. I think the experience of navigating through different type of leads, I think from especially watching the podcast, it seems like everybody kind of has their niche with leads. Some people are absolutely killing it with 3 months, even the mortgage protection that are 5 and 10 years old. And then some people are absolutely killing it with news and instant. So I think it really comes down to the person, but you won't know until you try it. So what I did is I started with the news, I started with the instants. My next round, I bought the 3 months, which is where Corinne came in and really helped me navigate that process with because it's you have to approach it differently. Each lead I've learned that you kind of have to tweak. The foundation of the script is the same, but you kind of have to tweak it a little bit because you have to remember 3 months for somebody to remember that they submitted an application to get some information might be a little long, especially when some people on the new leads forget that they did it 24 hours ago. So it's just basically getting the experience on how to approach different types of leads. Beyond that is just committing to, I'm starting at this time, I'm calling until either this time. For me, I had to do it by time because I'm on a schedule basically with the kids and everything. Some people call until they have the amount of appointments that they need for the day. But it's really whatever works for you in that kind of, within those parameters to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to get the results that you're looking to get.
That's awesome. Well said. So question for you, because we got a lot of new people on here, especially people that are part-time, single mom like yourself, or, you know, their parents or their spouse, and they just got a lot going on and they're trying to figure out where to fit FFL in their schedule. Can you kind of talk about your schedule? What's your day to day and how you fit FFL into your crazy schedule that you have?
Okay, sure. So like I said, first thing in the morning, live dials are going on if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So I have that playing as I'm getting the kids ready for school, as I'm getting myself ready for the day, so that I'm kind of absorbing that information, as I said before. Beyond that, I get the kids to school at the latest by about 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. If it's a dial day for myself, I'm jumping on the phones by 8. And I'm trying to really make that the time. I won't lie, sometimes 15, but I'm still getting on as close to 8 as possible. And then I'm just going through my script and just following my script to the T. I'm still not at the point yet where I could kind of ad lib and just add in my own stuff. So I'm literally there with the paper in front of me reading ba 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 ba. You know, this is Ashley. I'm calling from so and so. You submitted an inquiry. You know, and going like that. Of course, as I get better, I hope to I hope to make it a lot more conversational. But still, it works. The script works in being able to book those appointments. Again, past that, it's really, I take it to about maybe 11, 12 o'clock in the day. At that point, now the semester's done, so I'm going to have the schedule's going to change a little bit. But during the semester, I had classes to attend, I had homework to do, I had tests to study for. So I had to space out a period between about noon to about 3 o'clock when I'd have to pick up my kids from school to get those activities done, get my kids from school, or if they're in after school activities, I kind of fit in another dial session, maybe an hour or two in between then until I have to get them from school. Depending on what goes on after school, if it's around 6 o'clock, I would dial maybe from 6 to 8 to try and get those last bit of appointments to fill up my next day. So the most I've been able to fit in so far is about 5 to maybe 6 or 7 appointments a day, depending on my schedule and how I could fit things in. But again, I'm kind of filling airtime, right? So if I have something to get done in the morning and I say, okay, well, I could drive out to this person's house and probably do these 2 appointments between 11 and 1, then I'd book 11 to 1 as my slot. So it's you kind of have to know what your non-negotiables are and plug in FFL into those times where you might say, oh, well, I have a break, and you end up, watching, a Netflix show or something. Fill that up with something that's FFL based, whether it's watching a training, whether it's working on your phone script, whether it's going ahead and you're active now, so you're booking appointments, but do something that's productively getting you towards the goal of consistently making the income, booking the appointments that you need to get to the income that you're striving for.
That's perfect. So it's safe to say you're earning while you're learning. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And that's the best way to do it.
That's perfect. So before I let you go, Ashley, really quick, let's role play. I want everyone to hear your script and what you say. So choose which lead you're calling. What do you feel comfortable with? You want to call an instant lead or you want to call an old lead?
So the leads I've been working most recently that have been working for me, and I think it's because I'm so new, are the instant leads. So I brought that script with me here. So if you want to go through how that sounded.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Corinne?
Yes.
Hi, Corinne. This is Ashley. I'm one of the managers here at the Benefits Center servicing the Austin area. Our office had received a request from you for information regarding the state affordable life insurance programs. I just need to verify. I see you put your date of birth here as June 12th, 1979. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. And is this inquiry just for yourself or for someone else as well?
It's for me and my 2 kids.
Okay, excellent. Got it. So just so I could explain to you a little bit about how this works, my job is simply to get the information that was requested to you. These programs are all non-medical, meaning there's no nurses or blood work involved, but I will need to establish your eligibility, show you what program you may qualify for. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. So they do have a dispatch in your area tomorrow. Are you currently working, retired, or disabled?
I'm working.
Okay, great. And is there a spouse or significant other that will be involved in the decision-making process for?
Yes.
Okay, great. And is your spouse working as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm looking at my schedule here. I do have a 5 p.m. or a 7 p.m. opening. Which would be best for you?
Definitely 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And would that also work for your spouse as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. Right. I have your address here. Looks like you put down 123 Main Street. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I have you scheduled for 7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll go ahead and confirm this appointment with you. I look forward to helping you then, and have a great day.
That is awesome. That's great.
Yes,
Guys, I mean, and then the thing about it is, I mean, you know, you're still reading off the script. It's still fresh. It's still brand new. You're still learning. But how much would you say you've made so far?
Let's see.
When you do that, that means a lot.
Yeah, it's over 6,000 so far. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what the last deposits were looking like. Yeah, I think it's definitely over 6. Yeah. I
am super proud of you guys. I think she gave it all. We have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions. But Ashleigh, you are just like, thank you for being an example and crushing it. Our team, we're extremely proud of you. Does anybody have a question? Go ahead and throw it in the chat. We got time for about 1 or 2 questions. Anybody? Kali, do you have any questions for Ashleigh?
Yeah,
I know you do.
I'll ask. Hey, Ashleigh, good morning. It's Kali.
Hi, Kali.
So how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. So you said you had 6,000 in deposit so far, but how much have you actually submitted? Like how much submitted business have you done, or what are you averaging on a weekly basis?
So it's hard to say without everything in front of me, because it's, like I said, it's been sporadic with school. I know there was a week that I don't think I had any submits. But what I can say is that the amount that has been deposited has all been what I've submitted. So basically what I'm saying is that every application that I've written has been a sale, I guess you would say. So nothing has gotten denied or turned down.
Yeah, you've been fortunate with that.
Yes.
What advice? So being so new, and it's hard to remember for myself when I was new. So what would be your best advice for somebody who's brand new? Outside of everything, because you gave a lot of good little nuggets, not little nuggets. So what advice do you give the newest person?
I think it's to commit, and to commit openly without any preconceived notions or biases from maybe past experiences. I came from, a background of trying to do all kinds of different small businesses, all kinds of different opportunities that never panned out. And when I came to FFL, after watching all the success stories that I've seen online, I told myself that I'm going to let go of all the bad experiences and almost treat this like this is the first time I ever tried anything in my life, to give myself the best opportunity to not kind of stay in my own way, preventing myself of making the moves I needed to make because I might feel uncomfortable, or I might feel, hey, I don't think this is going to work. I let all of that those mental blocks completely go, and just put my faith in the people that are actually proving themselves that they're doing this well, they're doing it successfully, and they have a system that works. So my mindset was, well, why wouldn't this work for me? And the only reason it wouldn't would be because in my own way.
Yeah, and it's funny that, because I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody, is that I think what gets in people's way is either faith in the system or faith in themselves. And sometimes both, right? But it sounds like you had enough faith in yourself to know, okay, you have good work ethic, you want to just follow the system. And I mean, kind of just like, let me see what they're talking about if they're telling the truth, basically, right? Like, are they, everything they're saying, everything that everybody's saying, is everybody being, being honest? Because especially being in other businesses and having other opportunities, I'm sure you've been sold a dream plenty of times,
Right.
but does this one work? So I think that, I can't wait to continue to see your success, Ashleigh. We do have.
Uh-oh, Colleen must have got knocked off. Let me see. Is everybody still there? Somebody just say yes.
I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
I'm here.
Okay, here. Perfect. Thank you. You finished out your license a week. What did you say? Okay. Real quick, Ashley, what would you say to someone that they're taking longer than a week to get their license?
When it comes to studying for something, it's study smarter, not harder. If you take a look at the program that you guys send out, a lot of things are highlighted in red and in bold. And that's from going through college. I realized through textbooks and everything, that's where the important information you need to know is. So if you're struggling trying to get through the material, which I think is a lot of the holdup, because there's a lot of fluff in between and filler words, if you focus mainly on what is highlighted in the text and then make sure that you take all, and I mean all of the tests, the practice tests, you will notice that when you get into the actual test, a lot of those questions I encountered were actually identical to what was in the program. So that's my best advice to getting through that as quickly as possible.
Perfect. And Tashia asks, once I get licensed, where do I go to start being an agent? So Tashia, when to start being an agent, what you want to do is once you're licensed, you got to follow that checklist that is emailed to you, or you can go on the FFL National, go to Agent Hub. All right, guys, there's a checklist for licensed and unlicensed agents, so you know exactly what to do from where you are. Thank you, Chris. Chris Light actually posted the link. And get with your manager. Guys, I can't stress it enough. The reason why Ashley, most of the reason why she's having so much success is she's in communication with Ron. She's in communication with the person that brought her in. And if she doesn't know something, or she's having a hard time, or she needs direction, she is calling him. He's probably on speed dial.
In the past,
is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Ashley. Well, listen, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for pouring into our team today. Anything that we could do to help, let me or Colleen know. But again, thank you so much. And we really do appreciate your time. And guys, the best way that you can show gratitude and to show thanks is by using what she's saying and going to work and producing results. So thank you so much again, Ashley. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Corinne. Likewise.
All right, guys. So now I have our second speaker coming up on here. He's definitely not new to this, but he's true to this. You guys know him from Fast Track Academy. He was on here before to talk about hiring people and having success in that department. And I wanted him back on here because, guys, on top of in-home telesales, I don't think it's anything that this guy can't do. He wrote over 51,000 last month, all from that chair right there from home, I'm assuming.
I'm at my brother's house right now.
Got you. But I mean, guys, he knows how to close business. And what I would love for him to go over today that he is going to talk to you guys about is having success in the home. You guys heard from Ashley. It starts at the sale starts on the phone. And he's going to finish it off with being actually in the home and helping the client. So, Julian, I know you're super busy too. So again, thank you so much. We all do appreciate you and everything that you do. Take it away.
She is the best intros. I just got to say, I don't really know if I can live up to that, but I definitely appreciate the intro. I think the first thing really, I also got to say, I just want to give like the sincerest thanks to my team. I think one or two of y'all is on here, but y'all are the best. Y'all are the ones to keep me going. Without y'all, I don't know where I'd be, man. It's like rappers say, without rap, I don't know where I'd be. So I feel like that's how it is. But at any rate, I think really the biggest thing about in-home that is like mission critical is just being confident. The way you get confident is actually knowing what you're going to say and having a system of what to say and saying the same thing in every house. When I was new, I used to think just because, I don't know, whatever the script, we had a like 10-page script we had to memorize. And I would think it didn't work just because one or two people told me no. Well, those people were supposed to tell me no. That's supposed to happen. You're not going to close every single person that you sit with. You're not going to you're not going to book every appointment of people that you call. And the thing is not to reinvent the wheel, just to duplicate somebody who was better than you. So that's the first thing. The next thing was just like doing what my guy Ben Zach Cooper always says, and that's get off the porch. You know, you got to jump. All right, you got to jump. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things, getting out there. You feel like you don't know enough. You feel like it's not the right time. Whatever excuses that you want to make to not make money, that's your excuses, but you owe it to yourself and your family. Whatever reason you're on this call, you owe it to that to actually just get going, because scared money don't make no money. Y'all got to get out there, you know, or not. I mean, that's entirely up to you. But you know, we're growing over here. We're doing big things. I know KG has me on the call for that reason. I don't know. I kind of feel like I want some questions, but it's really just about confidence. It really is. I've seen agents not know what they're saying and what they're doing and make a lot of money in houses just because they went out there and they knew, well, I got life insurance and they wanted life insurance, so I'm going to talk to them about life insurance. It's just get confident. That's the number one thing I would say. Other than like any questions, if you give me some specific questions, trust me, I could answer those.
Julian, what do you think? What do you think the key is for the newest person? What advice would you give the brand newest person on the phone?
Bother your upline as much as possible and role play as much as possible. Nobody here was around when I was a new agent. I was really arrogant, and I didn't know I was arrogant. I didn't really respect. No. I was pretty professional in my former career. And I thought because I had previous sales experience and because I'd reached this great top level where I was at what I was doing, I thought that there was nothing else I needed to learn. I'm like, okay, I came from sales. This is sales. I'm going to sell. And it's not that. So then when I hit adversity, I pointed the finger at everybody else but myself. And I didn't ask enough questions. I didn't do enough practice. I didn't do enough role plays. You know, there's only so much advice that any one of us is going to get from calls like this. These calls are very repetitive. And it's not that we're trying to trick you. It's that it's not a lot of sauce, really. There's not a lot of secrets to this game. You know, I would look at somebody like KG if I didn't know her, and I'd be like, wow, why is she any different than me? You know, I would look at somebody like Frank, like, why is he any different than me? Okay, he may have had a mortgage company or whatever, but he can talk and I can talk. There's no reason why anybody can't do what somebody else can do. It's crazy to even feel like someone's better than you, but by not taking action and taking the advice of the people who are at where you want to be, you're almost like saying you're better than them or that you know better than them. So if you look at somebody like a KG who's making money, or you look at a Kali who's making money, I would be in their ear like, okay, look, what are you saying in the house? But then the next thing is to implement it. I've had several agents of other people's come to me in the past and ask me for advice. And there was one person who will never call me again because I flat out told this person, like, look, I'm not a cheerleader. I'm like a drunk uncle on the porch with a shotgun. If you come to me with a problem, we gonna handle that problem. If you come to me, you want just encouragement, you better call your pastor. All right. Because I'm not the guy. I'm trying to fix a problem here. I got my own guys, you know. So any of you can come to me for help, but please, if you're not going to implement it, don't even waste my time. Sorry to be blunt like that. If you're just going to get on these calls, or you're going to get on the call and then hop off when certain people get on, like, that's real lame. But if you're going to do all that, then do something else. Look, McDonald's is hiring. I'm sorry. You can make more money at McDonald's than you can on these calls sitting here and just wasting time. But if you're going to take the advice and implement it and just go out there and do it, you're going to make money and you'll be fine. Sorry to be blunt. Sorry about that, Kylie. That's not what you asked me for. I'm gonna be nice. I promise.
I mean, I think people need to hear it from someone else sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because they think sometimes we're just being mean, and that's not the case. What it being, and does anybody have any questions for Julian? Because Julian is the one that teaches like basically the new hire class. So you guys have him right here in your face, and he can direct you or right here in the flesh, one-on-one. So anybody have any questions specifically for Julian? Julian, talk, and then while waiting for questions, talk about why it's important to start hiring from day one.
Because I could talk for hours why it's important to start hiring. So I do
one,
videos
from the beginning, from the very beginning, whether you've made money or whether you've not made money. Why is it important?
It's overrides. It's overrides. They're not just depending on how your upline trains you to bring people in, but number one, it's overrides. So let's say that I don't quite get it yet. Let's say I'm a new agent. Maybe I'm working hard, but I don't really kind of understand it. I'm not grasping it as fast as I want to. If I hire my buddy, John or whatever, maybe John's a fast learner. John starts writing business. I'm going to get money because John's making money. And I'm on my couch right now. I'm on this conference call right now. I'm going to make override commissions from that. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's kind of like working out. Having an accountability buddy is real great. I don't know how many of you work out or anything, but I do better. I work out harder when I got like one of my boys, or if I'm dating somebody and we're in the gym together. I'm going to do more with somebody else holding me accountable than I am just by myself. That's another reason why, I always say shout out, I always give shout outs to my team. Like I love them guys. Like we're solid people, good salt of the earth. We hold each other accountable. We talk smack back and forth. They were talking yesterday bad about me. I'm not going to say what they said. And yeah. So those are two good reasons why to hire from day one. I see questions in the chat. Somebody
asked, what do you?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go for it. Let me get
I'm
out.
so used to like looking in the chat and answering questions because of class. Somebody said, is a new hire somebody who's newly licensed or still taking class? If you're newly licensed, you can bring somebody in too. You just let your upline know what's going on. Like if I had it all to do all over again, if from day one, even at the cruddy company I was with, I would have been trying to recruit from day one. I know I'd have probably done a lot better, a lot faster, and they would have taken me a lot seriously up top too. And the second question is, what video do you send to potential recruits? I don't send a video to potential recruits. I own a recruiting company, so I recruit that way. But if I didn't and I recruited in person, I still won't send a video. I try to do as little as possible in person when I recruit. I always refer to my upline. So like I don't know, we don't have enough time to go over the full process, but what I would do is I would just be shopping somewhere. I see good customer service. And then when I am ready to get their information, I would just say, you know what? I'll tell you what, you have a really good personality. I'm not really in charge of hiring or anything, but I think you can make a lot of money where I'm at. I can't promise you a job, but I can promise you an interview. What's your number? I'm gonna give it to my manager. And then I would pass it on to KG. And I'd be like, hey, KG, I met, where's one of y'all names? I met Tashia at the mall. She was working next to Roscoe. And both of them, I think they'd be a good fit. Give them a call. And then I would let it go. I follow up with her, hey, KG, did you talk to Roscoe and Tashia? What's popping? What's going on with them? But beyond that, trust me, your upline's a better salesman than you. I'm going to use them every time. Let them do the work. Yep. No other questions? Jeez. Was I too mean, colleague? Was I too mean earlier? Should I have been nicer?
No, you're on point. Well, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kali.
No, I was just looking at the chat, just trying to see if there was any more questions. There was another question about what video, is there a video, specific video that you sent out, Julian?
No, I was
To
just
somebody who
addressing
might
that.
be interested in the business?
Nah, I was just addressing that. I even if there was a video, I would rather have them talk to my upline. I would rather have them talk to KG or Kali than send out a video. But I mean, it depends. Like, I know a lot of agencies do the video thing, and if that's what y'all do, that's cool. I didn't come from a send a video type of culture, so I'm not gonna shade it or anything, but I don't send out videos. I don't do that. I get the number, I give it to KG, and KG close them. It's what I would do if KG was my upline.
But KG sends out a video too.
Oh. Well, there you
I'll
go.
send,
But you know what?
Chris posted in the
Ladies-
chat.
Oh, go ahead.
Chris posted a video in the chat, so guys, if you can use that. Tanae asked, can you give a quick in-house presentation, please?
I don't know if I can, but
That'd
if
be
you let
cool.
me share my screen, I can show you what I say in the house because I have it all mapped out, which is also available in the Fast Track Academy.
When is the next one, Julian?
I haven't posted it yet. It's probably going to be the first week of January, but not like the first of January because everybody's going to be busy. See, I got a filter. People don't filter. Yeah. Am I allowed to share screen?
Hold on. Yeah, I'll make you the host real quick.
All right.
Oh.
As soon as you started talking, Kylie, I saw somebody hop off, man. That's whack. All right, let's see.
It's all good.
Let's see. People gotta respect your gangster here. All right, so this is like a basic in-home agenda. This is what I teach the class, right? You may learn a different way from your upline. It's okay. The thing is, people are requesting coverage, so it's cool. So basically, just if I had to run this down in like 5 minutes or less, the first question that you need to ask them is why they filled out the request, right? You can ask them that flat out, period, or you can guide the conversation more, have a little more control by saying, listen, so why did you fill the form out? Was it because you have no insurance and you need more, or you need insurance? It's because you have insurance, but you need more, or did you want to leave money behind? And by the way, it's obviously like not a mortgage lead. I'm just saying life lead, but you still open the same way. And then they'll tell me. If they give me a very vague answer, I'm gonna dig a little deeper. Because what's happening right here is you're figuring out why they did it, and you're also seeing if you're wasting your time early on, right? They're also closing themselves. You ask them why they did it, boom, they're closing themselves. The second thing, I make them think even more like, what does it look like for your family if there's no coverage in place? So if there's no coverage in place, they're gonna think, oh, well, yeah, I don't know. You know, my daughter wouldn't be able to go to college. Wow, great. You know what I mean? Well, not great that she wouldn't go to college, but it's great that you're thinking about this. So the next thing, I'm just going through this real quick because I know we don't got a lot of time. I tell them who I am. I'm Julian. Again, I'm a broker and a field underwriter. What that means for you is I work with all of the insurance companies, so I don't work for any of them. And I'm able to shop around for you with multiple companies. Now, honestly, the most important sentence here to me is right here. Like if I had a new agent and they didn't remember nothing but the fact that I'm able to shop around for you, I'd be fine with that. I want you to say that there, because if you say that there, it's gonna be harder for them to say it to you later as a rebuttal. This is what we call a pre-rebuttal. I know Kali calls it something different. You were talking about it that one week. I forgot what you call
objection
it.
avoiding objection.
Yeah. We call it pre-rebuttals. You know, it's hitting first so you don't get hit, right? So I tell them I'm able to shop around for you and see what you qualify for. Then I tell them what I'm gonna do. Because if you tell somebody what's gonna happen, they're more open to it than if you you're just doing whatever you want. So look, this is what we're about to do. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 minutes of like health and finance questions just to make sure you qualify and to make sure that this is financially comfortable for you. Based on how you answer, I'm going to make a recommendation and make you understand that recommendation. And then I'm going to see what you qualify for. If you don't qualify, that's fine. I'll find you something that that we can get you into. But if you do, I'm going to get you taken care of today. Does that make sense? And I'm saying this right here because I don't want to later on have them say, all right, I just wanted a quote. Thanks. What you mean? I was listening here with your smelly dog for like 45 minutes. What are you talking about? John, you went 70 years wanting to think about it. What is there to think about it today? I want them to tell me that garbage right now. So when I say, does that make sense? If they don't say, yeah, that makes sense, then I'm going to say, well, whoa, you just gave me a shrug. Why? What doesn't make sense about that? And then they'll tell you, you'll get all the rebuttals there. Then financial inventory, y'all know how to do that. You ask the golden questions. This is where I get referrals a lot of times. Who's going to pick up the pieces? Who's going to help your family? Who your beneficiaries are, et cetera, et cetera. Those are going to be referrals for me. And then right here where it says, show you the options and get a second opinion. This is when you pick up the phone and call that 800 number, you call your upline. I know for a fact, based on numbers, that y'all do not call KG and Kali in the houses, okay? You got to do it. It's crazy if you don't. You get into a house, why wouldn't you call them? Why? I'd be bothering the mess out of Kali. Kali would hate me. She'd be like, there go Julian in the house again. Yeah, yes, CBO 100, okay? So you just pick up the phone and you tell the client, hey, you know what? I've got a good idea for you. What I'm going to do though, is I'm going to call one of the other managers or whatever you call yourself in the house. I'm going to call one of the other senior underwriters just to make sure I can get you the best bang for your buck. You pick up the phone, they're going to say, really? Thanks. So not only did you shop, are you the shop around? You shopped around for the shop around. It's pretty dope. And it's a good close. It's it's pretty easy after that. So that's the quick one. That's the quick version. Somebody got the sauce and hung up. That's okay. Run off with the bag, little agent.
Julian, can you send that to me? So if anybody needs it, like that's a beginner's guide on what to do at the table, right? And then once you get to the point where you're not going to need it anymore because it's just going to be a matter of repetition. But I think that's a good blueprint. Hold on, a couple more questions.
Okay, go ahead.
What is something major, and it's probably the last question we got time for. What is something major that you've noticed with agents transitioning from other insurance companies into FFL that must be eliminated in order to thrive in FFL? Great question, Janice.
Super good question, Janice. It's whatever you were taught about insurance. Because if you came from a Primerica, you think whole life is bad. You think IULs are bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you get indoctrinated to think, well, whole life is a waste of money. No, it's not. Like, why would it exist if it was a waste of money? If you came from a company like AIL, like, y'all are funny. If you came from a company like AIL, you think whole life is king and then term is terrible. Term is short for terminate. Term is garbage. Come on, man. Like, what are you talking about? It exists for a reason. All right. Like it exists for a reason. So none of these things are wastes of money or time. You have to get that. And if you came from like WFG, you think that Universal is king and you'll never sell anything else. So you're literally going to cripple yourself. You came from a captive company. Now you're free, but you still want to be in shackles. What are you talking about right now? What are you doing? But I mean, you can hold off. You can hold up your own bag if you want to, but that's the advice I would give you. Don't be indoctrinated. That's what I would say.
That was a great question. Thanks, Janice. So that's it for today. Julian, any closing thoughts?
For me?
Yeah.
I'm just impressed by the size of your squad, man. I can't even see anybody's faces, but I see some of my fast track people on here. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm just happy. I can't wait till my squad's this big. You know, we're growing. We're coming along. We're coming along.
That's all good. This is 2.5 years in the making, Julian. So, what I'm gonna do, L. Jordan, I'm gonna post the blueprint thing in the Slack. so everybody will have it once Julian sends it to me. Just an announcement. Obviously, we will not have training next Saturday because it is Christmas, and we, family first. Love your family first. That's why we're all here, so we can take care of our families. But we still will have the regular Monday live dial starting at 7:30 a.m. guys, because I know I'm still working this week, even though Christmas is coming up, because I want to make this the best Christmas my family has seen so far. So with that being said, thank you so much, Julian. Thank you, Ashleigh, for your time. We're excited about, Julian, like the Fast Track Academy is a game changer. If you're new and you have not been on the Fast Track Academy, guys, you definitely need to jump on that. Because Julian's going to give you the sauce, what you need to do play by play when you get in the home, setting appointments, like all of those kind of things. So thank you for your time this morning, Julian. Thank you everybody else on the phone call for your time as well. Everybody have an amazing holiday if we don't talk before then. Bye.
Thank you.